All right, let's get started customizing our sidebar. Are you still inside your widget screen? I hope so. If not, just navigate back down to Appearance and then into Widgets. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and keep this fairly simple and straightforward at first, and then we'll get a little bit more complicated as we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the calendar widget. That seems to be a pretty popular widget, so all I'm going to do, and this might seem kind of strange at first, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this title bar here, this calendar title bar, and I'll click and drag him over onto the sidebar over on the right-hand side of the screen, just like that, and then just let go of your mouse. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay, now here's our widget sitting over inside the sidebar. It's asking us for a title, so I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a title. I'll call this Upcoming Events. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and save this guy. There it is. All right, the moment of truth. Do you still have your preview tab open there inside your browser? I hope so. Flip over there, and all I want you to do now is simply refresh, Command R or Control R. And sure enough, there's the upcoming events calendar sitting over inside the sidebar inside our theme. How's that? Pretty cool. Now, you know what's really interesting to note here? Well, first of all, getting a widget into your sidebar is super easy. Not a whole lot to it. Pretty straightforward. But the other thing that I want to mention is take a look at your sidebar now. Scroll down a little bit more, and you'll notice that your entire sidebar has been completely wiped out. And it's been replaced with this upcoming events, this calendar page that you and I just added in here, this calendar widget, I should say. So that's sort of the default behavior anyway. When you go and drag a widget into that sidebar, it wipes out the default sidebar and you essentially have to start all over again. But the plus side is you get to completely customize the sidebar. So that said, let's take a look at customizing this sidebar further. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll head back to the admin console, back over to my admin tab there. Of course, I'm still inside widgets, and now I decide that I want to add more widgets to my sidebar. And of course, we can add in as many widgets as we want, as few or as many as we want. I'm going to start off with archives. I'm going to go and grab archives from the left and simply click and drag this guy over into the sidebar. Now, what's kind of tricky though, and this is a little odd, is that notice it's not adding the archives, which is a little weird. Sometimes you have to move your mouse around a little bit until he'll actually add in. Sometimes what I do there, I just did it there, is I move the archives above calendar and then I'll drag them below and then it seems to work. Just kind of an odd thing there, but anyway. Okay, there's archives. It's prompting us for a title here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll type in my blog's archives, something like this. And then below that, we have some additional settings. So what you'll find is that the widgets that you add into your sidebar, each one's unique and each one has its own set of customization options. Show post counts or display as a drop-down menu. Well, you can try the drop-down menu there if you want. I'm going to go with show post counts and I'll go ahead and click on save. Okay, good stuff. Let's go and add in a few more. I'm going to add in my categories as well. So I'll go and look for categories there on the left-hand side. Grab this guy, drag him over into the sidebar. Again, I'm not getting that dotted frame, that dotted rectangle that I should be getting. But if I move this guy above, yep, there he is there. Very odd, very weird. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. Categories. You can type in a title if you want. You don't have to type in a title, but I usually do. My blog's categories. Show as a drop-down. Show post counts. I'm going to go show post counts, and I'll go ahead and save that guy. And let's do one more. I mean, we've got a lot to pick from here on the left-hand side, but let's do one more here together. I'm going to do meta, so the login, logout, the admin, feed, and the WordPress links. Go ahead and grab that guy. I'm getting smart now. I'm just going to drag this guy into the sidebar there, and then I'll drag him below. See if I can get him to fit in there. There he is. All right. And then, you know, I'm not going to bother with a title for this guy. Okay, we're looking good there. Now, what's interesting here is there's no update option. We don't have to update anything. We can just kind of let her rip here. So I'll head back over to my live blog tab inside my browser here and refresh Command R. And here we go. There's our calendar inside the sidebar. There's the blog archives, my blog archives, with the count, the post count in brackets. My blog's categories, with the brackets there again, and then down at the bottom, the meta information showing up there, the site admin, the logout, and so on. So what's cool here is the order of the widgets here inside the sidebar is being determined by the order of the widgets here back in the admin console. That's how it works.